Greetings, YouTubers. This is Jean, aka the Brooklyn Blue Jay, bringing it to you on a Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Goes to show how much I care about the Super Bowl. I'm mucking around with my tank. So anyway, this is a quick update on the 20-gallon Planet tank, and I wasn't gonna do an update because this tank is in such rough shape. I am embarrassed, but since Amber threw a little comment that was inquiring about the tank, I felt that I had to do some type of an update, no matter how embarrassing it is. Anyway, so I have a little list here. You know, my pros and the bad. I mean, my cons and the bad problems. I read pros, but that's problems, and the good. So please bear with me. The bad. Bam, the bad. This substrate. This is the Floramax substrate, which is supposed to be really good, you know, nutritious, whatever, for the plants, but it is incredibly dusty. Just dust. You see, that's like where it's clean, where I can get to it with my siphon, but in here, the combination of dust and die-off, I just do not like all the dustiness from that is released, all the dust that's released from the Floramax. So how do you clean your lightweight substrate? That is my question number one to all my, you know, professional aquarists out there. So anyway, because the substrate is so light, I'm having problems with some of the swords just come right out of the substrate and wind up floating to the top. And if you can see, you see that? I don't know if you can catch that. There's some of the stargrass, same thing, has just uprooted and floated up. So that's annoying. That's a bit of a problem. Tips, tricks, of course, greatly appreciated. Another bad thing is, I mean, I know it's 1 week into the plants that Brian gave me, but the die-off and the melting is incredible. Just so much die-off and melting. I mean, the plants came in a little bit of rough shape. No fault of Brian's. It was, you know, the postal service and the weather, and then just I don't know if it's that they sat too long in the dark or if it was the cold. I don't know, but just rough shape. Like I said, they've been in here a week. The only plant that's looking decent is that Rotala. The Rotala, I mean, she's not gorgeous, but she's okay. Everything else, it was like I put it in here and it just like looked even worse, just like dying before my eyes. And I don't know if it's, you know, like I said, temperature change, water, whatever. Another thing I really had a problem with was I don't know if you could see it. No, not there. Let's see, right there. There was like this white cottony substance that just popped up all over, like all over the driftwood. I mean, it was just like this. It looked like it was snowing in the fish tank. It was just so bad, like this white, gooey, slimy, just like slimy. I should say like gelatinous, like jelly. And I don't know. Let me see if you can see any in the back. Yeah, you see some of that. Look at like right there. Let me see if I can point to it. Like right there along the edge. It's just like, wait a minute, is that right? Yeah, you can see it. What the heck is that? What is that? And I was wondering if it was the substrate, the active flora substrate, because when I took it out of the bag, when I was scooping it into the tank, it did have a slipperiness to it. So I don't know if it's that, you know, the added, you know, beneficial bacteria that they advertise, if that's what created that stuff. Check it out. They're back. You guys remember that? These little a-holes, the detritus worms, and I, baked the heck out of this, the dirt, hoping that would have taken care of that problem. What can you do? What can you do? Look at it. Here goes another one. Well, look at this jerk right here. Look at this. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Whatever. I mean, just terrible. Like, I wasn't going to do an update because I'm like, Amber was like, oh, I was wondering how this tank is doing. I'm like, terrible. So, I mean, even what I put in there, the first thing that was in this tank was, that Java moss, and it looks horrible. I don't know, should I start pulling leaves? Should I start I don't know. I really don't know. I'm afraid to pull leaves, and then there's absolutely no leaves for the plant to actually get any light to feed itself. I even went so far as to put a tiny dose of liquid CO2 in there because I'm like, what can I do to help these plants bounce back? This substrate is a very nutrient-rich substrate. It's only been a week since these plants have been in here, so it could also be me being incredibly impatient. You pros know better. I was so sad that the SP Japan just look at that amount of melt. It's like horrible in there. It looks like spider webs. But that right there is a vibrant green. So that gives me some hope because it would have been so beautiful. And thank you, Brian, because I love that plant, the SP Japan. I was really hoping to get it cascading in here. We'll see what happens. The Crips, believe it or not, is the best plant in this tank. Like, it is the healthiest, happiest plant in the tank, which is not usually the case. People constantly complain about Crips and Crip melt. This one is perking up, and we have some, a little tiny green growth coming through on that crypt over there. So we'll see. So anyway, I can't believe it. I said this was going to be a quick update, and it's already crazy long at 10 minutes. The good news, I'm still excited. And although a lot of stuff, died off, we have hope. We have with the Crips here, a little bit of the SP Japan is still, still hanging on, even though there was so much die off. It looks like spider webs in here, but I'm still hopeful. Yeah, questions are how soon to start dosing liquid CO2. I don't have any fish in here, so after a major water change yesterday, and I'm talking about major, like I brought it like down to like, I don't know, it was like a 75-80% water change. I added a half a capful of the Flourish Excel, hoping that it could do a little bit of something to boost these plants along, since there's no fish in here, and I'm not running any CO2. So anyway, guys, thank you for being so patient with me, and thank you for being my supporters, and thank you for really like trying to make this tank into a community tank by hooking a sister up. Look at this. As we speak, I think like more stuff is, I think things are melting by the moment. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm still trying. So anyway, guys, you're probably not going to be watching this until like tomorrow or Tuesday, because it is Super Bowl Sunday. So whoever you're rooting for, go team. This is Jean, aka the Brooklyn Blue Jay. Be well all.